afternoon. Will you rise as you are able for the academic procession and remain standing for the national anthem? For the 406th time, candidates for baccalaureate and associate degrees from the Pennsylvania State University have gathered to celebrate their commencement. All are in their places. These exercises for the spring 2024 College of Earth and Mineral Sciences are hereby called to order.
Thank you, Marshall Kimmel. I'm Lee Kump, the John Leone Dean of the College of Earth and Mineral Sciences, and I join in welcoming you to our commencement today. We will now be led in the national anthem by Anna Ferris, accompanied by the Center Brass.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight chest gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. It's wonderful to be here with all of you on this joyous occasion, in person and on our live stream, as we celebrate the accomplishments of these individuals who have completed their academic programs at Penn State. To begin, it is now my pleasure to introduce Interim Provost Tracy Langkilde.
Thank you, Dean Kump. I am honoured to join you in the celebration of the class of 2024. Today's ceremony is especially meaningful, as I know many of you are part of your high school's class of 2020 and were unable to take part in your graduation ceremonies. Today is your day. This is your commencement. The commencement ceremony is of great importance. It is patterned after a ritual which has been repeated through the long history of higher education and duplicated throughout the world, wherever there are universities and colleges. The academic dress and ritual have their origins in the first English universities of the Middle Ages. The mace is a symbol of the university and was carved from the first newel post in Old Main. The robes you wear reflect our medieval past, and the caps and tassels are ancient symbols. Commencement is steeped in history, but the spirit of commencement is modern and always changing. Most importantly, commencement is a symbol of the outstanding achievements that have brought you to this day. Today is your moment, and make no mistake, those tears in your loved ones' eyes are not because they thought you would never leave this place. It's genuine pride in all your accomplishments and the sacrifices made to get to this day. You are entering a world unlike any before in our history, one that is defined both by great challenges and by opportunities to continue making our global society more safe, secure, inclusive, and equitable than ever before. I hope you will consider how your degree equips you to contribute to the shared collective effort of building a better world. Now I'll turn it back over to Dean Kump.
At this time, I'm pleased to introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. Jennifer Hesterman. Dr. Hesterman is a retired Air Force colonel who served in 3 Pentagon tours and multiple command positions. Her final assignment was Vice Commander, Andrews Air Force Base, Maryland, where she led installation security, including the protection of Air Force One. She is a recipient of the Legion of Merit, the Meritorious Service Medal with 5 oak leaf clusters, the National Defense Service Medal with 1 star, and the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal. After her military retirement in 2007, Dr. Hesterman worked as a cleared contractor researching terrorism, organized crime, radicalization, and the exploitation of the internet. She now provides security assessments for our nation's critical infrastructure, advises 2 DHS security centers of excellence, and instructs graduate school for the Defense Counterintelligence and Security Agency, Department of Defense. She holds a doctoral degree from Benedictine University, a Master of Science degree from Johns Hopkins University and Air University, and a Bachelor of Science degree from Penn State University, in fact, from our very own Department of Geography. She was a National Defense Fellow at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, attended the Harvard Senior Executive Fellows Program, and was a Senior Fellow at the Center for Cyber and Homeland Security at George Washington University. Dr. Hesterman's book, Soft Target Hardening, Protecting People from Attack, was the ASIS Security Industry Book of the Year for 2016. The second edition was the ASIS Security Industry Book of the Year for 2019 and Social Sciences Book of the Year for Taylor and Francis. She also authored Soft Target Crisis Management, the Terrorist Criminal Nexus, and numerous journal articles. A lifelong space enthusiast, Jenny is an analog astronaut and performs research in austere, remote locations to advance human spaceflight. Her husband, John, is a retired military general officer, and their daughter, Sarah, is a renowned gender equality advocate. Their family enjoys exploring our beautiful planet, and among other journeys, they visited both North and South Poles. Dr. Hesterman, please join me in welcoming her.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Provost Lonkilda, Dean Kump, esteemed faculty, proud parents, family, and friends, and most importantly, the class of 2024. Isn't this venue incredible? It's fitting that the best college should have the best venue for the commencement ceremony. As we reflect on the extraordinary journey leading us to this moment, we can't help but be in awe of you. The resilience, strength, and determination displayed by each and every one of you. You were freshmen in the fall of 2020 during some very uncertain and turbulent times. You weathered the storms of the pandemic with grace and fortitude, emerging stronger and more resilient. Your hard work and grit paid off. And what an honor it is to stand here today, 38 years after I received my diploma from then Dean, Dr. John Dutton. On my graduation day, I didn't just receive a geography degree, but also a commission as a second lieutenant in the United States Air Force. Do we have any newly commissioned officers here with us today? Or other commissioned officers? Yes, please stand. Thank you. Congratulations. A few months before my graduation here from Penn State, we had to provide the Air Force our base of choice for the first duty station. And mine was Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada, the home of advanced combat aviation training. As a support officer, I wanted to be as close to the action as possible. Well, imagine my surprise when I opened up the envelope and found my orders to Moody Air Force Base, Georgia. Now, it was a fighter wing. They were flying F-4s at the time, and my job was to work in one of the flying squadrons, so I was pretty happy. After graduation, I packed up and I drove to the base, checked in, and learned I wasn't going to that job. Instead, I was assigned as an administration officer in the plans office. Plans? I didn't want to work in plans. I wanted to be in the flight line, smelling jet fuel and supporting the flying mission. But I reported to my little cubicle in a side office and settled in. And one day I was sitting at my desk feeling sorry for myself and thought, I really should read all of these plans. And they covered everything from hurricane evacuation to war plans in every theater, from the protection of Europe against the then USSR, and the protection of South Korea from North Korea. So things started to look up. I had a top secret clearance for the job, something my peers didn't have. I volunteered for tactical deception training, and I learned how to disguise, divert, deceive, and protect sensitive flying operations. It wasn't the job of my dreams, but I was all in. At the 3-year point, it was time to rotate. A senior pilot in the office pulled me in and said, "Hey, how would you like to go to Nellis Air Force Base, Nevada? You'll fly out to a classified location in the desert during the week and live in Las Vegas on the weekends." Well, I couldn't sign up fast enough. Come to find out, he was one of the first pilots to fly the then secret F-117 stealth fighter. I ended up spending 3 years in that operation, starting out as the plans officer. In fact, I helped plan the first use of the stealth fighter in combat in support of Operation Blue Spoon in Panama in 1989. And I also met my husband, John, there. He was one of the pilots. I wish I had time to share more stories with you about how a random interaction with someone in an airport, in a grocery line, at a meeting I didn't want to be at, changed the trajectory of my professional and personal life. So I learned this lesson early. You should always be the best version of yourself in any situation. Staying optimistic, having a sense of humor about the things you can't control, continuously learning and growing. Being the best version of yourself doesn't mean being perfect. Just making consistent efforts to improve. I mentor many students heading off either to their first job or to the military, and they always ask for advice. How can I stand out from the crowd? How can I hit the ground running and lay a successful foundation for my career? And I tell them, be a closer, get things done. Ask questions, seek clarification if you're confused. Take risks and embrace failure as a learning point and a springboard for success. Find a mentor who can help you navigate challenges and develop skill sets and set goals. Although important, those are activities, those are things that you do. So let's talk about the things you are. And I have some good news. Everything you need to succeed is inside of you. For example, a strong work ethic, a positive attitude, asking for feedback and being coachable, understanding what motivates you and drives you. Author Mark Twain once said, the two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. If you don't know your why now, you'll find it one day. And here's a good place to start. I'm going to use a line from our daughter Sarah's TEDx talk. What is the one thing that you care about so much that you can't imagine waking up in the morning not thinking about? And after you find your why, find your people. Only surround yourself with those who lift you up, inspire you, support and believe in you. They will be your greatest source of strength during tough times. And don't waste any time comparing yourself to others. Your talents and the lens you see the world through and your lived experiences are unique and important. Embrace your individuality as you go out into the world. You're on your own journey, no one else's. One thing I've learned is life is a marathon, not a sprint. You have to pace yourself, and no one takes better care of you than you. The biggest decision you make every day is how to spend your most precious time. Some of it must be invested in your own health and well-being. And once your career takes off, it will be easy to put you on the back burner. I encourage you to fight this tendency. Prioritizing your well-being is not selfish. It's essential so you're ready when the opportunities of a lifetime arrive on your doorstep, whether it's next year or 30 years from now. My life's dream has always been to travel to space. I vividly remember watching Neil Armstrong walk on the moon in 1969 on our black and white TV. Well, I was just 3 years old. And ever since, I wanted to be an astronaut, but the dream never materialized for me. But recent advances in commercial space sector are yielding new opportunities for all of us to cross the Kármán line. So with renewed excitement, I searched for and found my people. I joined a community of scientists and researchers, and we participate in space simulations in remote, austere environments around the world. I lead risk management efforts and provide training on crisis leadership, crisis communication, and risk management, skills mastered during my military and security careers. Some of my colleagues have already traveled to space, and more are set to go in the next year, and they will take a part of me with them. I now see the culmination of a lifetime of experiences, and this is one of my whys. So as you get ready to launch, I have a request. For you to remember that success is not measured solely by wealth, fame, or accolades. True success is found in the lives you touch, the difference you make, the legacy you leave behind. Never lose sight of the values defining your character: kindness, compassion, integrity, humility. So embrace the future with a fearless heart, keep your sense of wonder, and don't let the world harden you. What advice do I wish someone gave me on my graduation day? There's no challenge you can't get through, no dream you can't achieve. So congratulations, graduates. As you embark on this next chapter, carry the spirit of Penn State with you wherever you go, and know you will always have a home here. Now go make this world a better place.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hesterman. Now I welcome Provost Lankilda back to the podium.
I know you are all eager to officially become alumni of our great university, but as a professor myself, please permit me this opportunity to impart one last lesson before you graduate. Today you prepare to step beyond our university into the wider world. to apply the lessons you've learned here to the world around you. As you take this step, I encourage you to consider how you relate to the broader sphere of being, because it is our relationship to our surroundings and the people around us who define who we are. When we are born, we have no concept of the world beyond ourselves. As we develop from infants to young children, we learn that we do exist in a broader context, but we continue to conceptualize the world in relation to ourselves. The I remains at the center of how we see the world. But as we grow and mature, we learn to look beyond ourselves. We learn to see the world not in relation only to ourselves, but to see ourselves as part of the larger world. We begin by seeing ourselves as part of our families, but this step is not, and must not be, the final stage of our personal evolution. As we develop and grow, we must expand the sense of family to encompass our communities, our states, our nations, and indeed the world. Our world, after all, is a shared thing. It belongs to all of us, as does the responsibility to care for it. We're all truly interconnected, one human family bound together in either the collective success or failure of our species. I'm certainly rooting for collective success. This is part of what we mean when we say we are Penn State. That all Penn Staters are part of a shared family, regardless of your major, your graduation year, your identity, your background, where you call home, or anything else. We are all Penn State. What I need each of you to do is to bring that we are spirit with you into the world after graduation, to recognize in all that you do that you are part of humanity and that all of humanity is part of you. And it's not just me who needs you to do this. In truth, the world needs it too. I'm fond of a quote often attributed to the Dalai Lama. People were created to be loved. Things were created to be used. The reason why the world is in chaos is because things are being loved and people are being used. There is chaos in the world. I doubt there's anyone here today who would dispute this. But there's also love, goodness, beauty, truth, and peace. And wherever people exist, there is always the possibility of harmony. For joy, for community and collaboration, for that collective success that I believe humanity will continue to achieve with the help of the graduates gathered here today. So after you move your tassels and officially go forth from this great university, please love people, use things, and remember, the first and most important part of the we are is always the we. Now, class of 2024, we turn to the Board of Trustees, the legal corporate body of the Pennsylvania State University. This is the body that, by our charter, is given final responsibility for the governance, welfare, and all other interests pertaining to the university. At this time, I call upon Trustee Cynthia Dunn to authorize the conferring of degrees at this ceremony. An ex officio member of the Board of Trustees, Ms. Dunn was appointed in January 2015 to serve as Secretary of the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. Previously, she served as President and Chief Executive Officer of Penn Future, a statewide environmental advocacy organization. She holds a Bachelor of Science and a Master's in Biology from Shippensburg University. We are pleased that she is here with us today. Trustee Dunn.
Thank you, Provost Lamkilde. I'm very pleased and happy to be here today. I was delighted by this opportunity to appear in front of you. We have a deep and rich relationship in my agency with the School of Earth and Mineral Sciences, so I was very happy by that assignment. But on behalf of the Board of Trustees of the Penn State University, I want to offer the alumni, offer the graduates this year a hearty congratulations. Our board met yesterday. We were excited and delighted by this class. It's a remarkable class. We're very proud of you. And a special thanks to the family and friends that were your support network that got you here today. And I know they're very proud of you, as are the Board of Trustees. And as Penn State alumni, you have a say in the future of this university. You can vote on the Board of Trustees. You can nominate Board of Trustee members. Perhaps someday you will run for the Board of Trustees and be part of Penn State, be part of the we that the Provost talked about. Please stay engaged with Penn State. Everywhere you go, you'll run into people from Penn State. Please stay current on the School of Earth and Mineral Sciences and the research going on. Stay current in your field and stay engaged with Penn State. It's a lifelong engagement, and it changes after today, but it's really important and still as important as it was in your life for the last period of time. Now I turn to my official duty as a member of the Board of Trustees. Dr. Lankilde, by virtue of the authority vested in and is approved by the Board of Trustees of the Pennsylvania State University, you are authorized on behalf of the board to confer on each of these candidates the degree earned as certified by the appropriate faculty member and dean. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Dunn. Thank you, Trustee Dunn, for the authorization to confer degrees for these candidates assembled. Before we proceed to the conferral of degrees, please note that Penn State is recognizing our graduates who are actively serving, veterans, and graduates of our ROTC program with special red, white, and blue honor cords for their service and sacrifices. At this time, I would like to ask all graduates who are embarking on military service and veteran students who have served our country to please stand if you're able and remain standing. And now, will those guests in the audience who are veterans or active duty members of the military please stand? Thank you all for your significant contributions to our nation. I also want to take a moment to recognize another group of students with us today, our first-generation college students who are on the cusp of becoming first-generation Penn State alumni. Our first-generation students are pioneers within their families and trailblazers at our university. They face unique challenges not shared by many of their peers, and their tenacity in the pursuit of education, academic excellence, and personal and professional achievement is a model to which we can all aspire. Please join me in congratulating these students on their momentous accomplishments today.
Thank you, Provost Lankilde. Graduation marks an important academic achievement. I am pleased to recognize and introduce the department heads who administer our programs in the College of Earth and Mineral Sciences. They represent the faculty who certify these students for their degrees. As of fall 2023, Penn State has granted nearly 940,000 degrees. Will each administrator please stand as I call your name and remain standing until all are introduced? Andy Nyblade, Department Head of Geosciences. Susan Sinnott, Department Head of Material Sciences and Engineering. Paul Markowski, Department Head of Meteorology and Atmospheric Science. Russell Johns, Department Head of the John and Willie Leone Family Department of Energy and Mineral Engineering. And Brian King, Department Head of Geography. Let's give them all a round of applause. Thank you. You may be seated. I now wish to recognize the graduates who have earned meritorious achievement. In the digital program, you can see those who are graduating in the top 12% of their class. Upon completion of the grades, additional names will be added to the list. Diplomas will have this academic achievement noted on the official document. Students who are graduating summa cum laude are wearing a blue and white cord. Students who are graduating magna cum laude are wearing a blue cord, and students who are graduating cum laude are wearing a white cord. Please hold your applause until all students in all three categories are standing. Will those students graduating summa cum laude please rise as you're able and remain standing? Will those graduating magna cum laude please rise and remain standing if you're able? And now those who are graduating cum laude please rise if you're able. Let's give a big round of congratulations to all these people achievers. Thank you. You may be seated. Though we cannot share with you the accomplishments of each of these graduates, we have identified 2 students as representatives of the class of 2024. Will Michael Mervosh, College Marshal for the College of Earth and Mineral Sciences, and Brendan Franks, our Science Honor Marshal, please rise? And will their faculty marshals, Professor Clive Randall and Professor Jennifer Baca, stand as well? Michael, graduating summa cum laude with a 4.0 cumulative grade point average, majored in materials science and engineering. He has worked with Professor Clive Randall, his faculty marshal, since his freshman year, developing materials that will enable more sustainable manufacturing processes for the future. He plans to continue at Penn State pursuing a higher degree in materials sciences and engineering. Brendan is also graduating summa cum laude with a dual major in finance and geography. He has played baseball with the Nittany Lions since his freshman year. He recognizes Professor Jennifer Baca as his faculty marshal. Her class, Geography 332N, was pivotal in his success interning with GE Vernova. After graduating, he will continue with them as a financial analyst and hopes to be placed in the U.S. Renewables Department. Michael and Brendan, I offer my best wishes and heartiest congratulations on your achievements. Thank you. You may be seated. I'd now like to call upon Yvette Richardson, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Education in the College of Earth and Mineral Sciences. Dr. Richardson.
Thank you, Dean Kump. At this time, we want to recognize another exceptional group of students, those selected to be recognized as their respective academic unit student marshals. Similar to the college student marshal, each department or program conferring degrees today is represented by students based on their academic record to serve as student marshal and represent all seniors graduating from their respective unit. I will now ask each department's student marshal to stand if present as I call your name. Please hold your applause until all student marshals have been recognized. Representing the Department of Geosciences is Octavia Skutnik. Representing the Department of Geography is Nathan Chirac. Representing the Department of Meteorology and Atmospheric Science are Ethan Robert Balderrama and Christian Alexander Spallone. Representing the Department of Material Science and Engineering is Muhammad Kairol Ikhwan bin Ishaq. Finally, representing the Department of Energy and Mineral Engineering are student marshals Wadid Hussein Bindira and Hala Abdel Aziz Ad Dijan. Please join me in recognizing our student marshals. This concludes the recognition of the department marshals. I'd now like to call upon Provost Lankilde to recognize another group of our graduating students.
Thank you, Dean Richardson. As a land-grant institution, we are chartered to offer the opportunity for training in the military service, and at Penn State we have programs in the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. Will Catherine Gordon of the Pennsylvania State University Reserve Officer Training Corps please rise? It is a privilege for me to recognize our graduate of the Reserve Officer Training Corps as an officer who will serve in the Armed Forces of the United States. On behalf of the Pennsylvania State University, I congratulate you.
Now I am very pleased to introduce a cherished part of the graduation ceremony, walking across the platform and hearing your name read aloud. As our students prepare to cross the stage platform, let's all recognize those who couldn't be here today but are watching this event from locations around the world. Please join me in congratulating them with a round of applause. Because families are eager to hear their student's name, I ask that we all refrain from excessive noise. Graduates, yes, we do expect this. Graduates, after you cross the platform and in the spirit of we are, please return to your seats to celebrate with your fellow graduates for the remainder of the ceremony. After the last graduate crosses the platform, we'll confer your degrees and you can then move your tassels. Be sure to remain at your seat for this important moment as you become Penn State alumni. Now, the moment you've been waiting for, the recognition of our graduates, beginning with the Department of Geosciences.
Octavia Anna Skutnik. Benjamin David Smith. Katrina Mackenzie Taylor. Elizabeth Rose Tofty. Alicia Marie Ulrich. Amanda Urist. Arnav Inesh Lund. Alexander Paul Sermonaro. Yo Suyuan. Zili Huang. Aubrey Hai. Nicholas Max Hendrik Wegelar. Kaylee Blum.
Kurt McAuliffe.
Molly Ruthann Golden. Gemma Sampson Morrison. Allison Marie Welch. Erin Martin. Grace B. Boyle. Alexander Waldman. Noah Brian Sheldon. Gabriel Haurigi. Cole Everett Temple. Sabrina Rose Blacklock. Zoe Elizabeth Zenker. Zachary Terefenko. Gavin DeMars. Joshua Nicholas Retchenberg. Alexander Folletti. Pun Kamkanit. Francis Reed Lacopoli. Shauna Mariah Pryor. Holland Renee Williams. Olivia Branson Adams. Valentina Marin Lopez. Reagan N. Smith. Lindsay McMacken. Zane Saylor. Connor Stephen Sipe. Kieran Patrick Costello. Reagan Audrey Davis. Shi Yao Song.
The department card. Graduates being recognized in the Department of Geography are
Brendan Franks. Nathan Andrew Chirac. Alexandra Christiva Lister. Emily Catherine Shields. Clarissa Janice Steyer. Finnan Ivy Turnage Barney. Lindsay Elizabeth Witchern. Vivian Josephine Case. Jameson Burke. James David Meehan. Christopher Daniel Manukas. Haley Faye Hainsey.
the department card.
Holisma Alexia Sandoval.
Graduates being recognized in the Department of Meteorology and Atmospheric Science are
Ethan Robert Balderrama, Christian Alexander Spallone, Christian Bryce Bowen, Scott Marshall Everson, Evan Patrick Long, DeAndre Jarobi Tillman, Andrew Saldana, Elizabeth Angela Price, Alekia Srinivasan, Jason Davis Wolf, Chase Nicolette, Patrick George Minda, Eric Handel, Claire M. Gibson, Jacob Seidner, Nicole Jean Joniak, Elliot Richard Fostler Lucier, Caitlin Ann Patuchek, Leah Grace Zemerko, Catherine Michelle Gordon, Nicholas Trombetta, Aaron Robert Jacobs, Joseph Vincent Walker, Christian Joel Lasher, Sonia Celeste Lewis, Benjamin Yaya,
Andrew Pizzuto,
Michael William Mervosh, Muhammad Khairul Ikhwan bin Ishaq, Jung Kyung Kim, Ryan M. Sims, Juan Nur Siazwina binti Juan Rizali, Tyler Joseph Woolsey, Samuel DeMarchis, Blake W. Hellman, John Patrick Murphy Downs, Kevelyn Kalra, Casey John Deal, Matthew Gilliott, Alex James Fordham, Raymond Cole Lassinger, Nathaniel Robert Pajak, Derek Lee, Lucas Aaron Kissel, Daniel Alejandro Flores Romero, Adam Edward Sipe, Asher Joseph Sprayman, Alejandro Toro, Dengzhi Zhang, Zai Chen, Andrew Thomas Arbanis, Christopher Russell Romanek, Joseph Christian Mee, Nicholas Dean Redwing, Harsh Zaver, James Richard Wirt, Jacob Matthew Hannon, Jae-Wan Yu, Gaspar Zimbrik Turkovich, Nasif Munjim Islam, Mohammed Ali Ali, Essa Omar Khalifa Essa Althani, Marcus Schotz, Jordan O'Donnell, Sophia M. Crapero, Alicia P. Naik, Julia Elizabeth Callis, Asma Diallo, Siti Khairanisa binti Muhammad Amran, Ayu Adika binti Anas, Ian Wayne Bruce,
Graduates being recognized in the Department of Energy and Mineral Engineering are
Hala Abdelaziz A. Aldejain, Widad Hussein M. Bindira, Sarah Hussein J. Al-Abad, Thana Abdullah M. Al-Amri, Walid Mashal A. Al-Anazi, Amin Mohammed I. Al-Dahabi, Abdullah Ali A. Al-Drabi, Leon Abdul Razak M. Al-Fawaz, Ghazul Mohammed J. Al-Taifi, Sultan Abdul Rahman S. Al-Gawazani, Nasir Yasir F. Al-Harbi, Mohammed Abdullah M. Al-Shamari, Ahmed Khalid M. Al-Zanedi, Abdul Rahman Wada Z. Kaki, Jude Abdullah M. Katan, John Shannon, Caden Paul Vitti, Najla Mohammed A. Alatia, Lama Ibrahim A. Al-Obeidi, Abdullah Abdul Rahman A. Al-Dahus, Rayed Ahmed J. Al-Zahrani, Rayan Ali H. Al-Gamdi, Rayan Adnan A. Salama, Rakan Abdulaziz A. Alamer, Abdullela Bandar S. Al-Rashidi, Abdullela Zaki Y. Sudiger, Ryan Thomas Manning, Hallie Rose McField, Michael Alexander Milianta, Sotirius A. Maniatis, Callaway Ty Pate, Vedanti Santrup Gaudgera Ramakrishna, Simon Anthony Pazala, Patrick Tunkel, William George Newcomb, Elizabeth Karen Byerline, Jihad Mohammed H. Al-Khamiz, Shane Pruknall, Nicholas Zenaris, Austin Michael Loba, William Gerard Clancy, Corey Nolan Lindy, Alexa Legeri, Brooke Riley Rockovitz, Benjamin Redler, Mark Fletcher Goggin, Ugochukwu Tevin Mbakwe, Gabriel Carl Renninger, John A. Mylant, Rawad Felfele, Basam Salman I. Al-Hazani, Mohammed Abdel Kader, Shando Naini,
Greg Vladimir Camilo,
Nasser Awad M. Al-Mutairi, Muath Khaled M. Al-Musa, Rahaf Riyad R. Al-Ruketi, Ruba Saeed S. Al-Gamdi, Rima Mohammed Al-Moabadi, Nuf Abdul Rahim Al-Abdul Wahed, Dima Mohammed A. Al-Khawainam, Hector David Rivera, Gwendolyn Ann Cullen, Marin Eileen McGrath, Madeline Teresa Marcanio, Ryan John Jashinsky, Kalia Simone Jackson, Tori Renee Miller, Sultan Abdul Karim M. Al-Harbi, Faisal Ibrahim H. Al-Arnaout, Zachary Stephen Brown, Benjamin Ryan Karessman, Abdallah Ahmed M. Alomer, Garrett Ziegler, Benjamin Wilson, Robert James White, Christian Tecumseh D. Simone, Kira Marie Rogers, Eric Guerrero, Ethan Edward Sabota, Yasser Youssef S. Al-Dakhil, James Keogh Allen, Khalid A.Q.H.T.H. Al-Ghanim, Celia Galani, Catherine M. Coyle, Claire Olivia Geyer, Marin Ruth McConkey, Sarah Mackenzie LaSalle, Melanie Santaella Helves, Osama Ahmed I. Nafadi, Paige Elizabeth Norella, Taylor William Smith, Nathan Alexander Sutton, Douglas Richard Dahl, William Barrett Klein III, Kevin William Mercurio, Corey Matthew Kearns, Michael Patrick Kearns, Carrie Renee Gowdy, Mohammed Abdul Jalil A. Al-Sultan, Mohammed Abdullah S. Sanad, Farah Naif G. Al-Harbi, Amit Pushkar Bayana, Samuel Joseph Shabika, Yun Ju, Yara Ahmed A. Al-Turki, Maria Waji A. Al-Sudair, Mariah Ali Al-Mutailik, Badr Mohammed M. Al-Hamdi,
Let's give the entire class of 2024 a round of applause. Now we will proceed with the conferral of the degrees. Will all undergraduate degree candidates in the College of Earth and Mineral Sciences, including those watching this live stream, please rise if you're able. And we'll pause just a moment. Stay standing, please, while we clear the photography line. Dr. Langkilde, Trustee Dunn, I am pleased to present these worthy and approved candidates.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree you have earned, with all the rights, privileges and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. You may now move your tassels from right to left. All right, families and friends, one more time. Huge round of applause for our graduates. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Now I am pleased to call Scott Billingsley, President of the Graduates of Earth and Mineral Sciences Alumni Society, to induct these new graduates into the association. Mr. Billingsley earned a Bachelor of Science degree in geology in the spring of 1981 and began his career as an oil and gas geologist at Quaker State Oil Refining Corporation in Bradford, PA, shortly thereafter. Over the next 40 years, he played a role in the exploration and development of hydrocarbons in every major Appalachian Basin play. The teams he was part of were extremely successful in locating new reserves. For the last 10 years of his career, he was Vice President of Geology and GIS for the Pennsylvania General Energy Company, LLC, and has served on the College of Earth and Mineral Sciences GEMS board in a number of roles. Mr. Billingsley.
Thank you, Dean Kump, and congratulations, class of 2024. I am Scott Billingsley, President of the Graduates of Earth and Mineral Sciences Alumni Society, also known as GEMS. GEMS and the Penn State Alumni Association celebrate your successes and welcome you into a proud worldwide network of Penn Staters. More than 24,000 EMS alumni and friends like you strengthen their connections to our college through membership in the Penn State Alumni Association, making each of you a member of the GEMS Alumni Society as well. Your membership connects you with EMS and more than 200 Penn State alumni groups around the world. That connection began when you received a letter attending EMEX and continued when you attended Teams. GEMS has been beside you from the day that you moved into your residence hall. As you take your next step as Penn Stater, reach out to your local alumni chapters. They will be thrilled to hear from you. Please always remember that even though you are no longer a student, Penn State and the Penn State Alumni Association will always be here for you. Our alumni community is your community. It gives me great pleasure to induct today's graduates of the Penn State University into the Penn State Alumni Association. Welcome to the alumni family and congratulations. I'm also proud and honored to recognize at this time the winner of the 2024 GEMS Diamond Award for outstanding dedication and service to the College of Earth and Mineral Sciences, our community, and to the university. This year's recipient is Tori Miller. Would you please stand? There you are. Congratulations on your achievement. Thank you, and you may be seated. Dean Kump.
Thank you, Scott. Now, before we conclude this ceremony, there are some groups that deserve special recognition. Parents, grandparents, spouses, children, and other family members and friends have all contributed toward the achievements being celebrated here today. Would family members and friends of the graduates please rise if you're able and remain standing for just a few moments. Your sacrifice, understanding, support, and caring have helped the graduates to attain their educational goals. Their encouragement is very important. And now, would all of the graduates please rise and face your family and friends and give them a round of applause. Come on, graduates, give them a round of applause. Okay, thank you very much. You may all be seated. At the heart of every great university are the faculty and staff members who support our students. Will our faculty and staff members in the audience please stand if you're able so we can recognize you. Thank you for all you do for our students. Thank you. You may be seated. I wish to conclude our commencement ceremony by thanking you for the We Are spirit that embodies our community. I'm proud of all of you and grateful that you chose to advance your education at Penn State. You will be always part of the Penn State family, and we wish you health, happiness, and success wherever you go. Following the departure of the platform family, the University Marshals will dismiss graduates from each department. Now we end our commencement ceremonies. We'll be led in singing the Alma Mater by Anna Ferris. Please stand and remain standing if you're able until the academic procession has exited the floor. Ms. Ferris.
For the glory of Old State, for her founders strong and great, for the future that we wait, raise the song, raise the song. Sing our love and loyalty, sing our hopes that bright and free. Rest, O Mother dear, with thee, all with thee, all with thee. When we stood at childhood's gate, shapeless in the hands of fate, thou didst mold us, dear old state, dear old state, dear old state. May no act of ours bring shame to thy heart that loves thy name. May our lives but swell thy fame, dear old state, dear old state.
Thank you.